Hello sweetheart, welcome to my YouTube channel VS to Stitch. Today let's stitch a beautiful one dart blouse. I learned this in Rani coaching class, but today I'm going to teach you for free. So let's start. Now let's see all the measurements to be taken. I will be telling you how to take these measurements. Let's start from full length. Place your measuring tape on shoulder and bring it down till this point, so this will be your lower chest, and from here again bring it down and this will be your full length. Again place your measuring tape on shoulder and bring it down. Now this will be your back full length. Back length will be shorter than front length. Now let's measure shoulder. From this point to this point will be your full shoulder, and make sure you measure it from back side, not from front side. Let's mark ready shoulder. From this point to this point will be your ready shoulder. That means the amount of fabric should be shown on your shoulder. Let's mark front neck length. Again place your measuring tape on shoulder and bring it down. Now mark how deep you want it. Again place your measuring tape on shoulder and bring it down till this point. This will be your shoulder to apex point. Now measure from this point to this point. This will be your apex to apex. Let's measure chest. Bring your measuring tape from back to front and take full measurement. Let's mark waist. Again bring your measuring tape from back to front and take full round measurement. And this measurement should be taken from this point, this ending point. Now let's mark sleeve length. Again place your measuring tape on shoulder and bring it down and mark it. Now from this point take a full round measurement, full round arms measurement. So now our measurements are ready. Let's see how to mark it. First, mark it on drafting paper or on newspaper. Now let's fold this paper into half. I'm going to use this triangle scale to mark. You mark using measuring tape, and don't worry, I will tell you how to mark using measuring tape. Let's mark shoulder. Shoulder length is 14 and let's take half of it, that will be 7. So let's mark 7 inch from here. Now mark 2.5 inch from here. This measurement is for all the size. Now from this point mark 1 inch. Bring 1 inch down. From this point to this point draw a straight line. Let's mark full length. Full length is 14 inch. Add 1 inch and mark at 15 inch. Now draw a straight line. Now let's mark armhole. This is the formula, and my chest is 36 inch, which comes in second line, and its formula is chest divided by 6 plus half inch. That is 36 divided by 6 is equal to 6 plus half inch will be 6.5. Now see where your chest comes under and apply that formula. From this point, let's mark at 6.5 inch. Draw a straight line. Now let's mark chest. Its formula is chest divided by 4. So 36 divided by 4 is 9 inch. So here let's mark at 9 inch and add 1.5 inch. Now let's mark waist. Its formula is waist divided by 4. So 28 divided by 4 is 7. So here let's mark at 7 and add 1.5 inch. Now draw a straight line. Now see this chart very carefully. My ready shoulder is 2.25 inch, which comes here. My back neck deep is 9.5 inch, which comes here. If your back neck deep is 9, you have to take from here and not from here because the 9 number is starting from here. If it's 7, you have to take from here and not from here. And if it's 7.5, it comes between 7 to 9. So you have to take from here. So here my back neck deep is 9.5. So I'm going to minus 3 inch from my full shoulder. So now you see which is your ready shoulder and take the numbers according to it and minus it from your full shoulder. Full shoulder is 14 inch and I will be minusing 3 inch from it. So I will get here 11 inch and let's take half of it. We will get 5.5 inch. So here let's mark at 5.5 inch. See where the measurement is touching the line and mark there. Now mark the same measurement, that is 5.5 inch here also. Now draw a straight line. Now let's mark in the middle point. You can mark middle point using measuring tape. Place the measuring tape like this and fold it. Now mark here. Now let's mark arm round. If your chest is below 40 inch, you have to mark 0.75 inch plus 1 line. If your chest is above 40 inch, then you have to mark at 1 inch plus 1 line or 1.25 inch. So here my chest is 36 inch. So here I will mark at 0.75 inch plus 1 line. Now let's draw a curve line. You can draw this line using French curve scale. Now measure the gap between these 2 points and mark here and draw a straight line. Now from this point, let's check our back neck deep. If it's going below the arm round line, then you have to minus half inch from here. Let's mark half inch and draw a straight line. Now let's mark ready shoulder. Ready shoulder is 2.25 inch. Add 1 inch and mark at 3.25 inch. Now this part is eliminated. That is, it is of no use now. Now let's keep this back part aside and let's draft front part. Now let's fold this paper into half. I'm going to use this triangle scale to mark. You mark using measuring tape and don't worry, I will tell you how to mark using measuring tape. Let's mark shoulder. Shoulder length is 14 and let's take half of it, that will be 7. So let's mark 7 inch from here. Now mark 2.5 inch from here. Now from this point mark 1 inch. Bring 1 inch down. From this point to this point draw a straight line. Now let's mark arm round, which is 6.5 inch. Now draw a straight line. Now let's mark chest. My chest is 36 inch. Add 1.5 inch as losing. This measurement is for all the size. So we will get 37.5 inch. Now let's divide 4. So we will get 9.3 inch. Here let's mark at 9.3 inch and add 1.5 inch. Again look at this chart very carefully. My ready shoulder is 2.25 inch and my front neck deep is 7. So I will minus 2 inch from my full shoulder. As I said before, if it's coming 7 you have to take from here, and if it's coming 6.5 you have to take from here. Now see which is your ready shoulder and mark according to it. Full shoulder is 14 inch and I will minus 2 inch from it and I will get 12 inch. Let's take half of it, so we will get 6 inch. So here let's mark at 6 inch. Now mark the same measurement, that is 6 inch here, and now draw a straight line. Now mark at middle point. From here mark at 0.25 inch. This is for all the size. Let's mark arm round. If your chest is below 40, then mark at 0.75 inch. If your chest is above 40, then mark at 1 inch. My chest is 36, so here I will mark at 0.75 inch. Now draw a curve line. You can draw this curve line using French curve scale. Now from this point to this point, mark at middle point. Now from this point, let's mark front full length. Shoulder to apex point, that is 10 inch. Add half inch and mark at 10.5 inch and mark full length, that is 14 inch. Add 1 inch and mark at 15 inch. Now draw a straight line. Now measure the gap and mark here and draw a straight line. Now from this point, mark at ½ inch. Now check whether your front neck deep line is below this point. If it's below this point, minus 0.25 inch here. If it's above the line, then do not minus 0.5 inch here. So here my line is coming below this point. So here I will minus 0.25 inch. Mark at 0.25 inch and draw a straight line. Now let's mark ready shoulder. My ready shoulder is 2.25 inch. Add 1 inch and mark at 3.25 inch. Here mark at 0.25 inch and this is for all the measurements. Now draw a straight line till this point. Now this part will be eliminated, that is, it is of no use now. Now measure the gap from this point to this point. And mark the same measurement here and add ½ inch. Now draw a straight line. Now let's draw sweetheart design. My apex to apex measurement is 7 inch. Let's take half of it and mark here at 3.5 inch. Now minus ½ inch and mark at 3 inch here. Whatever the measurement may be, minus ½ inch and mark here. This is waist dart chart. My chest is 36, which is coming in second line. So here I will be taking 3 inch as waist dart. Now from this point, let's mark 3 inch. Now draw a straight line. From this point to this point, mark at middle point. Again from this point to this point, mark at middle point. Again from this point to this point, mark at middle point. Now here mark at ½ inch. Here mark at 0.25 inch. Now let's draw a curved line. Here let's give a shape. And this gap should be of just one line. Now let's mark waist. Waist is 28, divide by 4 we will get 7 and add 3 inch which is dart we will get 10. So here mark at 10 and add 1.5 inch and draw a straight line. Now measure from this point to this point. I'm getting 4.5 inch. Now mark the same measurement here also. Here let's give a shape of little bit, curvy shape. Now measure from this point to this point. I am getting half inch plus 1 line. Mark the same measurement here, here and here double of it. Here I will mark it half inch plus 1 line. And mark the same measurement here also, that is half inch plus 1 line, and mark double of it. So half inch plus 1 line we will get 1.25 inch. So here let's mark at 1.25 inch. Now draw a straight line. Now my waist dart is 3 inch. Let's take half of it, that is 1.5 inch, and let's mark here. The measurement should touch the curve line. Now again take half of 1.5 inch and mark both the side 0.75 inch. Now from this point to this point draw a straight line. Now from here mark at half inch. Now from this point mark at 1.5 inch, that is half of waist dart. Now from this point draw a straight line. Now measure from this point to this point. I am getting 6 inch and mark the same measurement here also. So here now let's draw a line. Take a scale and place edge of it here. The line and the scale edge should align properly. If this line is going down, let it go. But this line should be perfect. Again place the scale here. Now the gap here should be equal. If the line is not straight, let it be, but the gap here should be equal. And now draw a straight line here. Now draw a curved line. You can draw this line using French curve scale also. Now let's cut this. See carefully where I am cutting it. Leave some gap here and cut it. Now let's fold this. Now here you can see we got this curved line perfectly. If you want, you can give a little bit of shape for it. Now let's cut this. Now let's take our back part. Here mark at one line. Just one line. Now take front part and place it here. Make sure these lines are aligning properly. Now measure from this point to this point. Mark the same measurement here. You can add 0.25 inch also. I'm taking the same measurement and I have marked here. Now draw a straight line. From this point, mark back neck deep, that is 9.5. Now measure from this point to this point. Now mark the same measurement here and add half inch. Now draw a straight line. Let's draw round neck. You can draw this line using French curve scale. Now let's cut this. Our back part is ready. Now let's measure back sleeve. So leave a gap of half inch here and measure it. I'm getting 10.75 inch. Now let's minus half inch shoulder because it will go in stitching. So let's minus half inch. I will get 10.25 inch. Let's do same procedure for front part also. My full sleeve length is 10 inch and add 1 inch and mark at 11 inch. Now draw a straight line. This is sleeve down chart. So here my chest is 36, so I will take 3.5 inch. So from this point, let's mark at 3.5 inch and draw a straight line. Here mark at 1 inch. Back sleeve is 10.25 inch. From it minus 1.5 inch and mark here. Now add 1.5 inch. From this point to this point, draw a straight line. From this point to this point, mark at middle point. Again from this point to this point, mark at middle point. Here mark at 0.25 inch. Now join these dots and give a shape. You can use French curve scale also. Here mark at half inch. Now let's give a shape. Now measure the length. Leave half inch gap and measure it. For back sleeve, mark at 10.25 inch. And follow the same procedure for front also and mark at 9.25 inch. Now let's mark at middle point. My arm's round is 9 inch, so let's take half of it. We will get 4.5 inch. Mark at 4.5 inch and add 1.5 inch. Now from this point, mark at 1.5 inch. Now draw a straight line. Let's cut this. Here my sleeves are ready, back part is ready and front part is also ready. Make sure to leave half inch of gap here while cutting the lining. Try it yourself and let me know your experience in comments. Thank you for watching. Have a good day. Bye bye.